One way or another, I actually would still love to see Kurpenieks against Lazarets. I think that would be a hell of a fight.
It's not the fight we're seeing tonight.
No, it isn't, but maybe one for the matchmakers for the future. Instead, we get to see what Stradubanov and Lazarets have for each other.
Now Stradubanov being the more loose, keeping his...
Whoa!
Rocking the opponent early. Oh, it was slippery.
It looks like he is saying it was a slip.
Yeah, didn't get an 8 count from there.
No.
Ooh, scared me for a second.
Yeah, and Stradubanov really putting in volume here. And that's the thing that we saw before, is that Lazarets, his volume sometimes suffers. He favors that kind of high guard. Oh, but here he's going to the midsection, and that's good to see.
Stradubanov now feeling a bit more loose because the opponent is shorter than him, and letting his jab and the front hook do the work.
Yeah, and of course that, him favoring that high guard really kind of also plays a factor, I think, is that you can see a bit better when he's going to try and come in on you.
But now it was Lazarets' overhand on the chin of Stradubanov.
Stradubanov looking to work that jab. Oh, but Lazarets going to the midsection again and trying to come over the top with that right hand.
Lazarets, yeah, just looking for those big shots, not doing too much jabbing.
No. That was one of the things I mentioned earlier, is I'd love to see, an educated use of that jab.
That's what Stradubanov is doing, is he's keeping his opponent busy with those jabs, which are not always intended to hurt the opponent, just to disturb his peace.
Yeah. Oh, and a hard shot lands for Lazarets.
That's what he's looking for. That's what he wants. He wants to end the match early. He wants to end the match with each of these exchanges.
Let's see if that does anything to the output of Stradubanov.
Both fighters fighting under the flag of Ukraine. And in the post-fight interview, Stradubanov said, after your question, he said, I very feel, quoting the big Ukrainian hero, the undisputed heavyweight champ, Usyk.
Let's see. Again, Lazarets using that head movement, as I mentioned.
And that made Stradubanov trip. Oh, wow.
Yeah, snapped his ankles on that one. Dangerous maneuver, considering he was the one who slipped earlier. Oh, that check left hook. Did you see if that landed?
It looked like it did.
I blinked and barely missed it.
We're going to see this interesting exchange in the highlights, I hope.
Yeah, Stradubanov again working, just pumping that jab and really trying to get the volume in on Lazarets. Lazarets swinging with nasty intent and on occasion hitting it.
Yeah. He did on multiple occasions. He did land his punches.
Yeah, let's see this here. He's using that defensive head movement excellently. And then, not the prettiest punches, but they get through there on occasion. Let's see here. Bam, yep, that check left hook, and then a right hand behind it, and then another left.
Is this the exchange now where he makes... No. I want to see what made Stradubanov trip. This is the one now.
That was just him being... applying pressure, yeah. I mean, it was almost like he went so low on him that he ended up kind of like cutting his legs out from underneath him.
Yeah. Some fighters move their head so much in the ring that, they're moving their head to keep it from getting hit, yeah. But Lazarets is keeping his head still during most of it. But then when Stradubanov starts to fire, then Lazarets has perfect head movement. It's almost like he's in his opponent's head.
Defensively, he's very good at that. I would love to see him, mix things up a little bit with a bit more head movement so that he could really set up those big punches. That kind of like Mike Tyson style sharking in to throw, because he loves to favor those hooks. So set it up a little bit with a bit more head movement,
Yeah. You should be in his corner.
No, I should not.
That's the advice he needs right now.
Well, I don't know. I think there are smarter folks than I. Like I said, I've got to. Oh, man, throwing heavy leather in that left hand got Stradubanov.
At least off his balance, yeah.
Yeah. Thrown with mean intent here. And again, Stradubanov using that jab.
Lazarets just standing still, baiting the opponent, waiting for him to miss a big shot and then countering.
Yeah, he is putting a little bit more head movement together there. There you go. There you go. Use that to set up the, the jab to the body there.
Mm-hmm.
Bit of a waiting game here. Stradubanov not really breaking the guard with any of those, just trying to continue to work.
Just to keep him busy, yeah.
Yeah, and Lazarets, of course, really just putting the pressure there and trying to find his shot.
Doing a good job of pressuring, but I feel that he misses the four corners of the boxing ring as well, because every time he gets Stradubanov to the fence, the Stradubanov just moves to the side.
Right.
Circles back into the center.
Yeah, the more extreme angle would be very, very helpful for him, because then he can pin him in.
Yeah, because he's doing a good job of pressuring straight, but then he's losing his opponent in the round corners here.
He's been touching that nose a fair bit. I wonder if one of those jabs really got through and maybe did a bit of damage.
I haven't seen too many heavy jabs from Mikola Stradubanov.
No, but I've seen on occasion, maybe it's a breathing thing, or, yeah, he has been touching it and also, snorting in a bit heavy.
That was a heavy right cross from Lazarets.
Right here, these are the moments when, as you said,
wow, and a heavy lead hook.
Yeah, but those are the moments where if he had the more extreme angle of a boxing ring, he would have been able to just kind of pin him there and really go to work.
Yeah.
So the cage here has been a slight disadvantage for him.
I would even go as far as to saying that the cage favors those fighters who want to float around, move around more, and throw those 1-2 combinations and not follow up with much.
Yeah.
And that's the strategy that Stradubanov is having right now. He's throwing the jab, throwing 1-2, maybe the lead hook, but not going in for something too deep,
Right, just kind of piecing together, a combination of a couple of punches from range.
Yeah, because you're not going to be able to do these heavy kind of lifting, heavy kind of combinations that you can do in a square boxing ring.
Right. Lazarets there, again, using good defensive head movement, but again, touching his nose. That's what I'm talking about over and over again.
It must be hurting, yeah.
Yeah, there's something there. But one of those jabs must have got through, and...
Let's see if we have the Lazarets right cross. Goes beautifully down the center. No, not this one. Maybe this one. No.
Oh, but that left hook got through.
Yeah.
Yeah, despite the fact that, Lazarets is throwing so much heavier, it looks like there's a bit more damage on him, just from that constant, consistent jab being in his face from Stradubanov.
Yeah, we also have to consider the fact that both of these guys have done 3 rounds in the first match already, and now
absolutely.
Second round is on its the third one is on its way.
Oh, heavy leather being thrown here early in this third round.
Starting it off strong.
Oh, Lazarets put that last right hand on him.
Stradubanov was caught standing still, and Lazarets got to work.
Uppercut there from Stradubanov, and then now going to the body, or attempting to.
Lazarets is doing a good job of seeing what the opponent does, but he's not using it too much, He's using it only when Stradubanov is going in for a big combination.
Yeah. But then, of course, defensively, he uses that head movement and just general movement to kind of... Oh! Couldn't quite see if that left hook landed, but That was some mean stuff.
And that must have been the advice from the corner as well, to wait for his opportunity for the heavy hooks.
Yeah, but you can't wait too long, right? Not when you got a guy who's putting volume out. You know, you got to make those opportunities happen yourself, and that's one of the reasons I was saying it would be nice to see him aggressively use that head movement to set things up. You know, to really kind of keep Stradubanov guessing about what the angle of entry will be, and then blitz in as he likes to do.
A nice jab to the body, stiff jab.
And if I'm not mistaken, there might be a bit of bruising on that left side there of Stradubanov on the ribs. Maybe just a shadow. Could be. Oh, that left hook didn't hit heavy, but it got in. Oh, and he drops him! Lazarets drops Michael Stradubanov.
A stiff front hook. Made Stradubanov's knee go down and getting an 8 count now. This definitely sets him apart. Now Stradubanov needs to play catch up, and
with 1 minute left, that's not a whole lot of time to work. And Lazarets, of course, really feeling himself after he managed to put on such a visual display of power.
Oh, absolutely, and this is the final match that we wanted to see.
Absolutely. Stradubanov trying to get in where he can. I think an uppercut, yeah, here and there.
Both fighters digging in now.
Lazarets really, you know, trying to press his advantage while he has it, and throwing a bit of fury there. Oh, and gets him again with that left hook.
Stradubanov looking a bit phased. 30 seconds left on the clock.
Yeah, I mean, did you see him take that shot? Very short time to work here, but Stradubanov trying to apply what pressure he can in these few remaining seconds.
Lazarets now moving with his guard down, the first time during all of these 2 matches.
Oh, and he put that right hand briefly on the chin of Stradubanov. And now running around the cage with his hands in the air, proud of that performance, and a damn good performance, I would have to say.
Absolutely.
If I were a judge here, Lazarets probably would have taken that one. I mean, good volume from Stradubanov, but just much more effective offense from Lazarets.
The last round was definitely his, but let's see if the first 2 were.
Let's see.
Oh, and this is the knockdown. Wow.
Pärnu spordihall, teeme suure aplausi meie 4 mehe poksiturniiri finalistidele! Kohtunike ühehäälse otsusega võitis meie tänase 4 mehe poksiturniiri punane nurk Mikola Lazarets!
Unanimous decision. It goes to red corner,
kutsun üle
Lazarets.
andma ühe peakorraldajatest, Mihkelson.
Countering with those heavy hooks paid off.
Ladies and gentlemen, I am here with the winner of our 4-fighter boxing tournament, Mikola Lazarets. How are you feeling, knowing that you're the champion of the evening?
You know, I feel cool, and I wanna say, who was thought I can't win this fight? Fuck them. I am here, and I am champ today. You know, but it's not so important. I just today check my skill because I am only start my road, and I promise I will be hard work. You see today, I hope I show you my last fight. It was fucking joking. You see right now?
I think everybody absolutely does see right now. You had an incredible performance. You used your aggression so just incredibly well and really put a hell of a hurting on your opponent.
Wait, I didn't see my coach. Urmas! It's everything, thank you for him. Remember that. Without him, I don't will be here. Only him. He give me motivation. He give me skill. He raised me in this. No, he do everything. Thank you, Urmas. I love you.
Ladies and gentlemen, let's give it up for Mikola Lazarets.
And hopefully we'll see this young fighter fighting again in clashing in many more events. Just beautiful boxing.